everybody and welcome to another Transformers review. Today I'm very excited to take a look at the latest offering from Hasbro in the form of their Combiner Wars series. This is of course Optimus Prime. Now the Combiner Wars series has been popping up in various locations throughout the UK in the Smith's toy store. And I managed to find one locally. This guy was $22.99. That's about $32 US. But obviously the exchange rate is a bit pants here. But wow. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. I managed to pick up him and Silverbolt. And they're a good size Voyager. First of all, really impressed with the packaging. Nice, bold black, really stood out on the shelf. Really easy to find these in amongst all of the Transformers 4 white boxes. Boxes appear to be a lot bigger than that of the regular Voyager. They kind of have that shape there with the added section on it. Really like this Optimus Prime down the side here. The artwork goes over to the side. And you've got Prime in his combined mode there with the stacks up at the side. And Combiner Wars, this is Ultra Prime. Just around to the back here, we've got a schematic here. I think that's Ultra Prime in the middle there. And then you've got the aerial bots, and you've got Drag Strip there as a foot. Kind of annoyed a little bit that they've got Drag Strip in amongst all the aerial bots. Would have liked a whole wave of aerial bots just so we can complete it, because we had the same sort of problem with the aerial bots a few years ago for the Revenge of the Fallen, I think it was. We got like 3 or 4 of them and then we had to wait ages and ages for the 5th. Of course, there is Optimus Prime. Let's take a closer look at that bio. There we go, Optimus Prime, the Autobot commander, has been upgraded with the power of the Combiners, giving him the ability to link with any bot to form Ultra Prime. That sounds a lot like Energon, doesn't it? He does have that very Energon vibe to him, I think, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. He doesn't look like Fatimus Prime, but he does have that kind of, I can super link with people, and he resembles the Cybertron Prime as well from the Galaxy Convoy. Again, not a bad thing. And then we see here that it's 9 easy steps for transformation. I mean, Hasbro, is that really something you should be proud of, that your toys are that simple, that they transform in 9 steps? I mean, is that a good or a bad thing? Just taking a look at the other aerial bots there and Drag Strip, I honestly can't wait to get those. They didn't have those in my local Smiths, but they will be getting them in, I believe, Monday, they said. So fingers crossed. This is actually made in Vietnam. Did not know that. On the side here, we've just got the Autobot logo. On the top, we've got an Autobot logo. And on the bottom here, we just got the basic license information we would expect from a Hasbro toy. So, without further ado, let's crack him out of his plastic prison and take a look. Straight out of the packaging, big ups to Hasbro for making the inside of the box semi-interesting. They've got schematics of all of the aerial bots in there, and then Optimus Prime in his combined mode. I think we've even got Drag Strip's schematic in there as well. Well done, it's not a boring box. And we actually jump on the third-party train. We have got a card, and it's literally just a card. There's nothing on the back, no stats or anything. It's just a very nice graphic of Optimus Prime. Doesn't really resemble him at all. It's a good drawing of Prime, but it doesn't really look anything like the toy. But hey, thanks for the effort. You get an A for effort. Here he is with some of the other offerings of Prime, and I must say he's actually a really, really good size. Unfortunately, I don't have Cybertron Optimus to compare him to. I'm assuming Sammy's got him somewhere in storage, because I can't find him anywhere. But yeah, he's actually a really, really good size. He actually stands a good couple of heads taller than the Classics Prime, although I do really like the head sculpt in the Classics Prime, so it looks to me like the heads are a very similar size, so I'm wondering if I could change those over. But all in all, he is quite a big figure, and I can't wait for the Motormaster version of this guy to come out. He is going to be daunting. Now, straight out of the box, he does have a few nitpicks. The gun itself comes in this one large section. It does split. I just need to pop that out of his hands. It splits in 2, and you get these 2 iffishly detailed rifles. This first rifle, it is kind of very reminiscent of a Generation 1 kind of gun for Prime. With looks like some panelling and that on the top here. It's just these ghastly handles on it. They just these big red lumps sticking on the end there, and the handles themselves are way too long for the actual hands. They just don't seem to sit correctly. It would have been nice to have these kind of fold away. I like the idea that the second gun, which is kind of a bit of a puny pistol, but again looks a bit like an engine block there, doesn't it? I'm assuming this all mounts together and forms part of the engine. I haven't actually transformed them yet. And then you've got this big red handle on here again. It's just something. I'm used to the third-party toys, and they generally have stuff fold away. Like, take the latest offerings from Bad Cube, where the weapons all fold up and they can store, or the QX Huffer, how it's stored in the top there and all folded up. You kind of come to expect that. I know Hasbro are banging these out and mass producing these, but it's not an overly sexy gun, is it really? Now, when we look at this Optimus Prime, do the proportions scream truck or monkey? I can see why people have mixed views on this. His arms are exceptionally long. I mean, they are down to his kneecaps. I mean, it is good that you've got the ability to kind of rock the elbow back and then bring it slightly forward. It does kind of add a little bit of deception to the arms there, making them appear shorter than what they actually are, than if you had them kind of... And I don't know... It just seems that the proportions are just a little bit out. I know he combines, and I know that things join on him left, right and centre. And I know this mould is basically aimed for the Motormaster mould, and they just think, oh, he's a truck, let's turn into an Optimus Prime as well. But I just somehow feel that he suffers somewhat. I just can't get over those arms. They just look very, very ape-like. Now, taking a look at the back of him, now although the butt kind of flap thing there, I have it positioned there because I think it fills out the thighs, although the official transformation is actually to bend it up like so and have it tabbed in up, just extend that fully, sorry, have that tabbed in up the back there. Not a fan of that. I've seen a few people have it like this. Again, that's not too bad. But I just kind of like it down behind the legs. I just really think it fills out that midriff and leg section. It actually goes really quite well with the contours of the body. It does come round. It looks very similar to having the top of the cab section that the Voyager Classics Prime had on there, and I actually really, really like that. Yes, it's extremely hollow, but hey, I think that works. And what do you guys think? I like the smokestacks. I like the fact that they just peer over the shoulders there. And I could also see us getting an Ultra Magnus repaint of this. Not like the fully armoured Ultra Magnus, but the white version of Prime. I think that, again, would work really, really nicely. Looking at the back of the legs, I like the fact that they are filled. A lot of the Transformers we've been getting these days have very, very hollow legs and big gaps at the back. But unfortunately, because he has the filled legs, we lose a lot of articulation in those legs. We have just a single jointed knee, and we have no foot pivot at all, just an up and down motion on those toes. Take a look at the legs. There is a thigh swivel, and the range of movement on the legs goes up like so, and hits the butt. And there's no forward motion. It does have a clicking joint there, and again the clicking joint does go back, but again it is hindered completely by this blue back panel. He does have a very slight waist swivel. That looks very unnatural, doesn't it? But again, you have to move this back panel up and out of the way, kind of like this. Again, it just adds more depth to the back of him, doesn't it? And I kind of like it at the back there. It just deceptively fills out the back of the legs. You've got no ab crunch. Shoulders do rotate forward and back a full 360. You have got an upper bicep swivel. You've also got this outer range movement here on a nice tight clicking joint. You've got this strange double-jointed elbow, although if you bring the elbow fully forward, there's no clearance between that and the red, so you really struggle to kind of get a decent bend on that elbow. You have to kind of rock the arm back to get a nice, deep 90-degree joint there. You have no rotation on the wrist. You have monkey up, monkey down, and that's about it. Head is on a fairly nice kind of, is that a ball or a double swivel? It's really hard to tell, but he's got a fairly good looking down motion. Looking up is very minimal. And we got a full 360 full X-assist on us. There we go. Now, paint applications on Prime aren't actually that bad. They kind of get it all where it's meant to be. I'm not a fan of the fact they've used stickers on the shoulders when you come round. These are actually stickers on here, and they're pre-applied. I would have liked that to kind of been painted on, I think, but that's just a personal preference. And again, the red just seems very, very thick on the back of the cab there. They're almost like a very high gloss on that, and it just seems a lot more glossy compared to the rest of Prime. Not a fan of the black wheels. I would have liked maybe a little bit of chrome on the actual inner wheel there, but again, this is only like a £20 toy, and the guns just look ridiculous. I'm sorry, but the handle's just way too big, and the guns will not fit properly in those monkey hands. If there was a little bit of adjustment on those hands, just you could pull them out slightly, the top of the gun is just hitting against the wrist every single time. There's no way of avoiding that. Now, although I moan about the articulation, saying it is somewhat limited, you can get him in some really nice poses, and he does look really dominating. I think that's actually an extremely good look for Prime, and I know these Combiner Wars aren't exactly IDW accurate, but I feel they've drawn their inspiration from what we've seen from the IDW Prime. Now, being as this mould was originally intended for Motormaster, they decided to add that combining gimmick with Optimus Prime. So we're going to get Prime, first of all, converted into his combining mode. I'm just going to get these guns out. They really do stick in your hands, Optimus, so be careful, guys. Be very, very careful. First step for Optimus, you want to apply pressure just to his right shoulder, and that will then pop the head section round. No clearance issues there at all, look. It's really good. And just for those who want to change Optimus's head, it would appear that it's on a mushroom peg in there, so I'm not really sure how we're going to go about replacing that head. Spin that round, and again we're granted with, get that to stay in the middle, another Autobot sticker. Go around to the arms. You want to rotate the lower bicep, rotate it round, and round again, so this section here is facing inwards. You then got this double jointed kind of shoulder elbow thing here. Turn it up once, turn it up again so it's up plush like so. And when you fold this arm up, there's actually a little tiny tab just on the inside there. That's going to tab into that hole in the grey section. And what you need to do, to get that into place, you need to make sure that this top of the arm clears where that pin is. So you can see that, and it just tabs in nicely. And then just applying pressure to the fist, and just pull that forward like so. You want to rotate the waist completely round, come round to this side, this is going to form the front. You then want to rotate the legs so they're into this position. So both of those are facing out like so. You want to bend the thigh joint up a little bit, bend the leg down a tad, and this flap section here, that's going to fold up, and you see there's a tab here. That's going to tab onto the leg section. You know you've got it lined up when you can just plug that in like so, and that presses in firmly. And whether you've got the blue section folded up like so, or like so, or like I had it, like so, it's all your preference. Basically what you're going to need to do, you're going to need to pull that all the way down, and then it's going to fold back on itself like so, so that's going to form the crotch section. You can then open up these sections here. Do you see what I mean about how glossy this front section is compared to some of the others? It just seems like they're really, really coked on that paint. Open that up like so, and as you can see, we've now exposed the new Optimus head. You can lift this section up. He says, come on up you come. And up, and up, and up, and up, and up. Come on. It rocks back effortlessly, honestly. And that is the new Optimus Prime head. That's basically it for his combined mode form. Let's just get you in focus. You're a bit out of... There we go. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the limbs as yet, but they're the new slotting system, which meant to hold them in extremely well and make them nice and easy to chop and change. I actually really like this, and again, the head is a little bit lackluster. I'm not entirely sure I'm liking those big, pointy kind of elf ears there, but... I like the this is very Energon-esque, and yeah, he really does look like kind of like the Superlink Combiner Prime, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I actually really do like it, and I can see this working really well with the Menasor mould, having I can't think of the smaller vehicle. He has a smaller stunt car, doesn't he, that fits onto his chest as well. I think it's really, really going to work. The combined mode for Prime is going to be fairly hefty as well. I mean, that's a pretty big torso. Now, there are a few shortcuts we can take to get him back to his vehicle mode, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to step you back through to robot mode, then we'll take it from there. Basically, rock this section back first, all the way down into this crevice here. Once that's down, the head will just fold in and tuck out of the way. We can then shut the chest sections off, like so. And again, depending on how you want to have this section, the official transformation for this section is to go up, and there's these little knops on here, they sit on the back like so. Whilst we're around here, we can flip the head up, applying pressure this time to the left shoulder, get that nice and square. We can flip down the panels on his legs, that now frees those up, that one there, bring the legs back down, like so, bring them round to the front, and then spin his waist section all the way round. You can then just untab the arm sections. They're tabbed in just on the shoulders here. Just pull that section down. Then you want to rotate the arm around, up, forward, and pull that fist back down, like so. So just untab, like so, bring it down, just spinny round to the shiny bits at the front, and just adjust the elbow and fist like so. That's back to the robot mode and his gorilla monkey arms. See, the official transformation, I don't like these thighs. I don't really want to click back into the correct position. I just think that looks just too high, and it leaves just too much open at the back. I really do prefer it being tucked under and down like so. I don't know, like that, or like I had it, like on the back of the legs. I just think it gives him some more depth. Anyway, let's get him transformed into his vehicle mode. The vehicle transformation for Prime, again, is very, very simple. Pop down on that shoulder, flip the head round like so. Come round to the toes. They're going to want to point those down. They look very much like the Masterpiece Optimus Prime toes, don't they? We can then plug these legs in together. There's an ankle plug just there. Plug those in and apply pressure to hold the legs together. The next step is to just apply pressure around the crotch there, grab the top section. He's going to fold this section down. There's actually a hidden ab crunch joint there. You want to fold that down like so. With that section kind of folded back, you then want to bring the legs forward. And as you bring them forward, just rock that down like so. So that section is going to tuck up nicely into the centre of the stomach. Next, you want to rotate the upper bicep, so it's facing towards you like so. You can then grab the joint here on the chest, pop that out of the tab, and bring these forward to the front. Do the same with this side, just bring that one forward, and that's now our windscreen. I like that, and that's actually really nicely hidden. These two arms are kind of tabbed together a little bit, and not brilliantly, but there is a tab in between those. What you're then going to do, you're going to fold this section under. Again, it's on that rocking hinge, so rock that back like so, and slide that section up. That's now going to form the front of the cab. Come round to this side panel, and there's a peg here which is going to fit in here, and this tab here just goes behind the grille. So plug both of those in, and if you haven't already done so, the leg section actually just tabs in just behind that red brick there. So just tab that in on that side, come round and just make sure it's tabbed in securely on this side as well. And there we have Optimus Prime in his vehicle mode. Now, I actually really, really like the vehicle mode. It is very, very Cybertronian. I don't, however, like this panel at the back here. It just looks like they've thought, he's got a flap there that we use with the combined mode. Let's just leave it there and hope nobody notices. It just feels a little bit lackluster. Again, with the guns on the back there, I mean, they've got all that engine detailing on them, but they don't incorporate themselves with the engine at all. And they just kind of sit there firing off the back. Again, it's just a little bit of an afterthought, in my opinion. It's okay, yes, at least they're mounted on there and they're doing something, but Could they not have thought maybe something a little bit better to do with those? And as you guys can see, the vehicle mode is actually a really, really good size. Yes, I know I haven't got Prime's lid on. It's in the box somewhere. But yeah, as you can see, he does fit in really well with the current Classics style scale that we have. Let's just bring in RC just to give you guys a deluxe figure for comparison. Yeah, I think they actually all look pretty nice together. And no doubt we're going to get some form of repro label or something along here with very much like the Orion windscreens, I hope, which are the kind of that cartoon-esque blue. But all in all, it's a pretty good character. So, my overall thoughts. Combiner Wars, I think it's going to work. They've put a bit of effort in. The plastic quality is good. The toys feel robust. They've got some good weight to them. Yes, okay, they're going to need a little bit of modding with a little bit of paint here and there. And maybe some stickers. But, you know, it's a good, rolling, really well built, nice looking Optimus Prime toy, and I'm really looking forward to the Combiner Wars. The aesthetic is somewhat more impressive with these than it is with the likes of, say, the new RID line, but again, I was genuinely impressed with the RID line. Hasbro seem to have gone above themselves slightly now with the plastic quality and attention to detail. I just think I prefer the aesthetic that they've given us with the Combiner Wars, that being much more Cybertronian stroke Energon, and I really like it. I think they're going to get a good fan base from this, and I hope that fans are going to give them the chance and support them, because I'm really looking forward to the Motormaster repaint of this guy, and I'm hoping that somebody will do us like a third-party trailer, or maybe even Hasbro will give us a trailer option for these as well. Because if you do like your Generations line and your Deluxes, this guy's going to look really good in that set. And for £22, here's a fraction of the cost of any of the third-party Optimus Primes. So, happy hunting, guys. Have fun trying to find these in your local Smith's Toys. And until next time, from myself and the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime, goodbye.